여러분들 안녕하세요. 2016년 아시안 리더십 컨퍼런스 6번째 연사분을 소개하도록 하겠습니다. 클랜시넷 대표 및 설립자로 활동하고 계시고 전 CNN 앵커로서 굉장한 활약을 하셨던 저널리스트신데요. 짐클랜시 만나보도록 하겠습니다. Hello, Mr. Clancy. How are you?
That's easy for him to say.
right. This is our Facebook Live fans.
Hello, Facebook.
If you say hi.
Hello, Facebook. Glad to have you with us. Glad to have everybody here.
Right. Okay, so we got some of the questions beforehand, before we interview.
Sure.
Stephanie Kim, she said, you have witnessed many historical events. Which one was the most memorable experience as a journalist?
Oh, I think that the 1989 Velvet Revolution in Czechoslovakia, then Czechoslovakia, was the most positive one. Of course, there were many negative ones from 1994, the genocide in Rwanda, the Bosnia Wars, the Iraq Wars, the Gulf Wars. All of the conflicts are really bad, but they also shows you the worst of humankind, but also sometimes it shows you the best in people, and that's what you can find very rewarding.
That's actually the answer for our second question already. But then one of the Chinese Ying, she asked, it takes a lot of risk to go to those dangerous zones. But what makes you to go there? What motivates you to go there, visit there, stake your life sometimes to get those pictures of the field?
It's the stories of people that will not be told unless you actually make the sacrifice and the commitment to journalism, to go and give voice to the voiceless people, to tell what's happening to them. There's this great sense of reward for all of that. And there have been a great number of journalists who have taken those risks. Some have paid with their lives. Some of my good friends have paid with their lives. But we don't think about that. We always think that we will survive. It's about the story. It's about the people. It's about humanity.
So what's the impact of those stories?
Some of them have a great impact. Some of them can really change people's lives. Some of them can enable people to make a connection with a new life, or to somehow get assistance in the life that they have, to be recognized for their humanity and not just become a statistic. I think, though, that if you get into the business of journalism thinking you're going to change the world, you find really the world changes you.
Right. That's very good. World changes you. That is inspirational. Rachel Yun, she's asking, what's the best characteristics or qualities that we must possess in order to become a journalist like you?
You have to be a student for life. That's what it's all about. You have to study people. You have to go out, not just visit them on the internet. I think that's one thing that young journalists make a mistake about. All of the information is on the internet, but it's not the real information. You get the real information by meeting real people, by talking with them. And I don't think you have to go to far-flung lands. I think you can do it very close to home and talking with your friends and others to find out their stories and what concerns them. I think that's studying it, that stalking the story from all different angles. Observation and a commitment to telling all sides of the story.
Right. I see. Last question before we end this interview is that when you come here, you said observation and experiencing new things. So is this your first time participating in this Asian Leadership
It's my fourth time.
Fourth time. So every time you're visiting here, is there any difference? Do you feel differently about this conference, about the Korea?
Well, I feel, I've grown in my sense of knowledge about the Korean people. I've seen some really moving times when some former veterans who fought in the Korean War, they were from Britain, they were from Ireland, they were from Poland, and they came back, and they had really survived barely. They fought until they ran out of ammunition on the Imjin River, and they went to Chinese concentration camps, and many of them died. But it brought tears to their eyes to look at Seoul today and say, Jim, when we fought here, there wasn't even a road. And they cried when they said, look what the Korean people have done with it. That's a sense that you don't get looking at the commitment and the lives lost in places like Iraq and Afghanistan. There's a sense that the Korean people did something with a sacrifice. Unforgettable.
Your story is very moving. I'm falling into your story right now. So now you're going on a speech
Yes.
What are you going to talk about the most today?
The sharing economy. That's what it's about. Well, we already talked, about security in Northeast Asia, but we're going to talk about the sharing economy. That means Uber. Is it a fair system for the people that are driving the vehicles? Are the people at the top making all of this money because they have and control the algorithm? What's the future of it all? And the truth of the sharing economy is, it doesn't matter whether you like it or not.
Right.
It's coming straight at you, and there's no doubt about it. So we're going to talk about regulating it. It's going to be a great debate.
Right. Well, Mr. Clancy's speech is also coming, so you guys stay tuned. And thank you so much.
Okay.
And thank you for having interview together with us.
Jim, good being with you. All right.
Wish you good luck.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. 네, 여러분들 저희 6번째 연사분까지 인터뷰를 마쳤는데요. 여러분들 정말 다양한 분들이 아시안 리더십 컨퍼런스에 참여하고 계십니다. 여러분들 여기까지 하시고요. 그 다음에 이제 7번째 연사분으로 다시 찾아뵙도록 할게요. 여러분들 수고 많으셨습니다.